exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago Cougars here on MLB The Show 22. That's right, the relocation franchise returns, and today is going to be another one of our more massive episodes of the season. Last episode, we did a full minor league showcase. We did the MLB draft in that episode at the beginning. So if MLB drafts are your favorite part of franchise videos in MLB Show, go back and watch the beginning of that episode. But then again, for the gameplay, we went through and we watched a game, well, we played the games of the AA team and of the AAA team. We saw some of our favorite young prospects. We highlighted some of that, and we got to know some of those guys. We got to see some of their strengths, some of their weaknesses, and we got to see how they perform in their respective levels, divisions. So with all that being done, the first ever minor league showcase is wrapped up, and that was last episode. This episode, we come back to the big league club. We have the All-Star break, we have the trade deadline. Two of the most massive things in any franchise series and season every year is the trade deadline and the All-Star break. How is your team doing at the All-Star break? Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Are you a rebuilder? How are you looking at the trade deadline? And I know I said last season that I thought maybe this year we'd take a step up. It seems like we've kind of just been a middle-of-the-road pack team. We've been just like up and down. We've had our highs. We've had our lows. We've been hit or miss in terms of consistency. So I think this year we're going to be a little bit on the selling side of things. We're going to sell some more of those original pieces from the Oakland Athletics that we still have lying around. Like maybe a Sean Murphy goes out the door. Maybe a Ramon Laureano goes out the door today. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I mixed up the two. Mike Clevenger and Chad Green are the two guys that I was going to talk about, but I combined them both. Maybe Clevenger goes out the door because he just didn't impress me in that first opening day, and he has not impressed me since in the simulations. Maybe Chad Green also goes out the door because he's actually played decently well out of the bullpen, so maybe we could get some good pieces for him. And I have done a little bit of like detective work going around the league, offering those guys to other teams and seeing what kind of pieces I could get. And I've got some players in mind that we might be able to bring to the club. Some big names and some young prospects are also on the table. So I think that this season is going to be a massive one in terms of the future of this team, because I think in a couple of seasons we're going to look back at this trade deadline and we're going to say that was the turning point. That was the year that the Chicago Cougars became what they are now. So hopefully we can get to that point. So without further ado, let's get into this massive episode. Hit that like button if you do go on to enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. Let's get right into it. Here we are, July 11th. All-Star Week is in 5 days. And as you can see by the standings, we are 14 and a half games back. 44 and 48 on the year. Better than the Mariners, but still not anywhere near where I thought we might be. And it's because of our starting pitching. That's what I think. It's because I think our lineup is pretty good. I think our lineup is not the problem. I think our starting pitching is the problem. Clevenger, who I said is most likely going to be out the door, he's not producing very well. Caprillion is actually the best pitcher on our rotation, which is surprising, but he is. Jack Leiter's struggled here. McAlpin obviously has struggled, but we've been through the thing with him. Grayson Rodriguez has struggled. It's definitely our pitching rotation that is the problem. McKenzie down in AAA. We know what he did in the big league club at the start of the season, but AAA's actually done fairly well, so we'll hopefully have him develop a little bit better there. Franklin has kind of struggled, but he's been pretty good recently. Luther Curtis is okay. Hunter Green's pretty good. And Colin Palouse, who's actually been one of our better pitchers in AAA, has been doing pretty good. And then we go to the AA team. Yamamoto's been pitching okay. Tabor's been pitching okay. Victor Gonzalez has been unbelievable. He might get a move up to AAA pretty soon. He's been pitching really well. Alfredo Valentine's been okay. And Shannon McCauley's also been pretty good too. So we've got some good young pitchers in this farm system. We just got to get them developed. And Luis McDonald finally starting to grow as a bullpen piece. He's obviously going to be a starting pitcher. Well, I shouldn't say obviously. It's not guaranteed that he's going to stay a starting pitcher. If he performs well in the bullpen, maybe we make him a long reliever. Who knows? But at least he's starting to finally start to trend up because he's got a potential. He's only 19 years old. He is super raw. But he is our first ever draft pick in this series. So we've got to care for him with kid gloves. And he's struggling in his first year in AA, but hopefully next year we can start to see that trend up. So that's what the pitching is looking like. Nobody's really ready to make a jump to the big league club. I think we're going to stick with what we've got right now, although we could make some trades at the deadline. We are going to simulate to the futures game, and there's some losses. The Braves have offered me a trade. Drew Waters for Whit Merrifield. Oh, also Whit Merrifield's probably out the door as well. So Drew Waters, he is injured right now. Broken ankle 1 to 2 months. A 24-year-old center fielder, can play all the outfield spots. His AAA stats, hitting .257, slugging .441, .778 OPS. He's not having a horrible season. This isn't like a bad trade, but it is a bad trade in terms of I have other plans for Whit Merrifield. If Drew Waters wasn't hurt for 1 to 2 months, this would probably be a little bit more intriguing, but that also factors into it. But I do have other plans for Whit Merrifield, so we're going to decline this trade. It's not a bad trade. I've been definitely offered worse in this game, so it's not a bad trade. Calderon is back from the injured list, and today is the futures game. So we lost 2 of 3 to Seattle. We're 16 games back of the Angels in first place. And let's take a look. Do we have anybody in the futures game? I definitely want to find out if we have anybody in the futures game. So let's play the full game. That's not what I want to do. I want to go to we're in the American League, so we need to go to that. We need to see if we have anybody in there. So we have, Yoshinobu Yamamoto makes the futures game. I love to see that. We don't have Cole Winn. We don't have Jackson Jobe. So we only have one starter, and it's Yamamoto. Then as the hitters, we have Munetaka Murakami. He makes it. Adley Rushton also makes it. And then is that it? Is that all the guys we got? Two players for our team make the futures game. That's pretty cool. I'll take it. Our 2 Japanese-born players that we got this season, they make it. So we'll simulate that. We beat the Mariners, by the way. Do we have anybody in the home run derby? I wouldn't think we did. We don't. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Hernandez. No, not Aaron Hernandez. Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Judge is who I meant to say. Jose Ramirez, Brandon Lau, Fred Reyes, Bryce Harper, Ronald Acuna Jr. Aaron Hernandez. Oh man, that's a Hall of Fame level slip up right there, Aaron Hernandez. Woo, he is certainly not in the home run derby, that's for sure. But we're not going to play it because we don't have anybody in it, and there's really no point. Who won the home run derby? Can I see? I don't think I can see. Let's take a look at the All-Stars, the official All-Stars. I was taking a look before I started the episode. I think we might have a couple of guys in here. And if we do, then we might like player lock one of them if we do. We have no starting pitchers, but we have Jeffrey Springs. He makes it. That's the only pitcher that we have. Alek Manoah, who I wanted, but we didn't get him. Any hitters? Any hitters? No, it's just Jeffrey Springs. I knew we had a couple of guys that were like teetering on the possibility of getting in, but it doesn't look like we have anybody that makes Tommy Pham starting at left field. It doesn't look like we have any starters or anybody hitting-wise on the All-Star team, so we might as well like player lock Jeffrey Springs and see if he gets in since he was an All-Star. So let's, no, I need to go back a little bit further. We play the game, do that, play game. do that, the player lock, and then we find Jeffrey Springs if we can. I don't think, actually, we won't be able to. We won't actually be able to player lock Jeffrey Springs because he's a bullpen guy. So we'll jump into the game. We'll quick manage it, and then we'll bring in, we will bring in Jeffrey Springs at some point. So Alek Manoah will start. That'll be how it is. All right, so Alek Manoah is on the mound. We will simulate the half inning. They score 4 runs in the first inning. That's not promising. Alek Manoah didn't really do his job there. Bumgarner's in now, and he will come in, and now we'll switch pitching change. We'll bring in Ohtani. Okay. Now pitching change again. We'll bring in Barrios. All right, good job there. We'll bring in now Savale. Aaron Savale comes in, does pretty good. We're still down, though. Griffin Canning comes in, and we get 5 more runs. That's not what you want to see. You know what? Let's bring Jeffrey Springs in now, and this is when we will enter the game. So we're down 10-2 in the All-Star game. Jeffrey Springs coming to the mound to try and save this. He's 8-0 with a 1.63 ERA. Jeffrey Springs killing the game right now, and he's got to go up against Ozzie Albies as his first opponent. And beautiful, absolutely beautiful pitch from Jeffrey Springs. 14 homers for Ozzie Albies so far. And that is a curveball that will go to a ball. We'll go slider on the 1-1. Come on, Jeffrey. And that is going to be a home run if it is fair. It is clearly fair, and Jeffrey Springs has allowed a home run to Ozzie Albies. That is not the kind of debut that I wanted for Jeffrey Springs in the All-Star game, because he's been pitching very well in our team. So when he goes up against the best of the best, can he compete? And it looks like so far he can't. 1-1 now to Jorge Soler. Beautiful fastball right through him, and it's a 1-2 count. Top of the 8th. Slider doesn't get him chasing. Will he chase the circle change low and inside? I sure as heck hope so. It turned out to be high and outside. Didn't really go where I placed it, but that's okay. We'll go with the slider on 2-2. And that will get popped to Ahmad Rosario at shortstop, and that's the first out of the inning. Good job, Jeffrey. Good recovery. We can just chalk that first at-bat up to a fluke. He wasn't fully warmed up. Henry Davis, Pirates draft pick, rookie, makes the All-Star team as a backup catcher. Good for Henry Davis. I took a look at his stats. He's been playing pretty well in Pittsburgh. So we go 0-2 to the rookie, Henry Davis. Circle change. He fouls it. I'm surprised he got anything on that, if we're being honest. We will go slider, 0-2. He gets it. It's a grounder to Rosario at short. Fielding it, and beautiful throw to Vlad Guerrero Jr., and that is 2 down in the inning. Now we've got Corey Dickerson coming to the plate. Nice fastball low and away. Circle change, 0-1. Gets him swinging, and that's an 0-2 count to Dickerson. Can we get a strikeout in the All-Star game? We can! Jeffrey Springs. Great recovery after the home run to Ozzie Albies. But we do recover. And we got 3 straight outs afterwards. That is what you love to see. We got to get through all this stuff. And now we go back to the quick manage. And we go up against Lucas Sims. We pitching change. We go to Emmanuel Clase. And let's see if we can get this W. We cannot. We lose 13-3 to the National League All-Stars. Looks like Bumgarner might have got the win. I don't really know who got the win. Yes, Bumgarner gets the win. Manoah gets the loss. Pretty simple that he got the loss. 5 earned runs in the first 3 innings. That is not what you want from your all-star starter at the position. But we do lose. The Mets have offered me a trade. We've got history with the Mets. They're offering me Chris Bassett, a 34-year-old B potential pitcher who's pitching pretty bad so far, for Mike Clevenger, who's also not pitching very well. I'm not going to take that because I have other plans for my guy Clevenger. I want to take a look at the box score. Can I not take a look at the box score? I guess I can't look at the whatever. I guess I can't look at the box score. I wanted to take a look at the box score to see how we did. Let's simulate this series against the Rangers. The Marlins are offering me a trade. Oh, hello. Adrian Morejon and Dustin Gillett. Okay. Adrian Morejon, 24-year-old, B potential, 0-3 so far on the season with a 16.62 ERA. He must have been in, yeah, he was in AAA for most of the season. It looks like they just called him up and he's struggled so far. So that's not a good sign. That's probably why they want to trade him. And then Dustin Gillett, we definitely need bullpen help. 21-year-old, C potential pitcher, 65 overall, has not really played a whole lot in AA. He's had 4 games, 3 innings pitched, 3 1/3, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. I mean, there's not really much to go off of there, and I have other plans for Ramon Laureano, so I'm not going to accept that trade. We do finally get a win against the Rangers. We don't get swept. But if we're not careful, we're going to get into the bottom half of the division here, or not the bottom. We're already in the bottom half. We're going to get into the last spot in the division if we lose to the Mariners in this next series. I do want to check the trade block. I haven't checked it for a while. It might have been updated here. Is there anybody that I would be willing to take a shot on? Brendan Rodgers is intriguing, but I don't think I'm going to do it. CJ Abrams is on the trade, but why is CJ Abrams on the trade block? An A potential 75 overall shortstop at 22 years old? Yeah, he's not having a fantastic season in AAA, but you're having CJ Abrams in the trade block? I mean, he wasn't part of my plans, but if you're going to have CJ Abrams on the trade block, I might have to change plans. Was there anybody on this team that I was looking at? Because I was going through some teams and I found some players that I might want to try and get, but I don't think that there was anybody. Ooh, there is somebody. The Dominican Republic international free agent Harlan Susana, I think is how you say his name. He is somebody that I really, really want. Only problem is he's got unbelievable value, and I don't think this would be a massive trade if it was to be accomplished. And I don't think we have the assets to be able to get the both of them. Is it possible? We'd have to give up somebody amazing in return, and I don't think we have somebody to give up in return that's got the same kind of value. So Susana is probably out the door. Clevenger, I'm not going to trade for CJ Abrams. Maybe this is the Chad Green trade. Oh, that's Jeffrey Springs. Maybe this is the Chad Green trade. If I can get to him. There we go. We'd be saving so much money. I could try and throw in Susana, but he just doesn't fit what I'm trying to do here. We'd have to give up a lot more. So if I get Bobby Rose and Chad Green. Bobby Rose is one of the closing pitchers that we're probably not going to ever use. Susana just adds so much more. He's too unattainable. But Chad Green and Bobby Rose for CJ Abrams is something they're interested in, and it's intriguing because shortstop is a position that we could use some depth at. We only have 4 guys on the roster that play shortstop as their primary position, and one of them is Frankie Lindor. So it's definitely intriguing to me that they are interested in this, and they say that it's a decent deal, especially because he's 22, A potential 75 overall. He'd be our 3rd best player in the position, in the organization. So is there anything else I can throw in? If I throw in Raimel Tapia, they would do that without a hesitation, but he's also making 3.7. I don't think that's a decent deal. I could try and get Robert Hassel. I don't... is this the deal that I want to do for Chad Green? Because I was talking about how we need bullpen help. So getting rid of one of our better bullpen guys doesn't really make sense unless we're bringing back somebody that's also in the bullpen. And Emilio Pagan might be that guy. He's having a really good season. So is Austin Adams. His ERA is pretty high. What was Pagan's? 3.39. If I just throw in some like also ran guy, it doesn't really matter who it is. If I throw in Bryce Connolly, that'll get the deal done. So Chad Green, Bobby Rose, and Bryce Connolly for CJ Abrams and Emilio Pagan. I think I can't pass this up. We are freeing up a lot of money. I gotta do this deal. Sounds good. We make a huge trade, the first of many trades, and C.J. Abrams now comes into the organization and hopefully will be maybe the future of this team. I don't really know. And we make Emilio Pagan is going to come in 6-1, 3.39 ERA. He becomes our second best relief pitcher, just taking the place of that. All right, that was a pretty massive trade, getting C.J. Abrams in the roster now. Let's see. The Guardians are now offering me Jordan Lyles, who's injured. 32. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to trade for anybody that's injured. The Mets are offering me a trade. They want to give me Chris Bassett. They really do. And the Braves are now interested in Corey Kluber. Wow. You want to give me Corey Kluber, who's 7-5, 4.39 ERA. Nice veteran arm, former Cy Young winner. For Ramon Laureano straight up, I'm not going to do that. We lost 2 of 3 to the Mariners, which is not good. Chad McAlpin still struggles. He continues to struggle. And Emilio Pagan immediately comes in and gets another win. So maybe that ends up being a really, really good trade for us. Let's get through this game against the Rangers. We won. It's Danny Duffy. I'm not going to do that. We lost that game. The Yankees, Domingo Germaine, I think is how you say his name. 30 years old, 75 overall. He's 12-4 this year with a 3.62 ERA. He'd be a decent starting pitcher. But for Whit Merrifield straight up, I think I can get more for Whit Merrifield. So we're going to keep going. The Angels have now offered me a trade. And I'm not going to do anything with the Angels unless it's Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout, if we're being honest. So we now move to the Texas Rangers. Sean Manaea, former Chicago Cougar. We might play that game, actually. We might play that game. Maybe we player lock a person or something. But it is getting close to the trade deadline. You know what? Let's do a little bit of player lock with whoever is on this, who's ever going to be in this team. So Jack Leiter is the pitcher. So let's player lock somebody on our team. Who are we interested in? Maybe Jack Leiter going up against his former team. That could be pretty good. You know what? Yeah, we haven't really shown much. We've shown a lot of the hitters. We haven't really showcased what Jack Leiter can do. So let's player lock Jack Leiter and get into this game. Hopefully it'll be pretty good. I'll see you guys in it.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Cougars and the Texas Rangers.
And now, your 2000
First pitch coming your way next.
Texas Rangers.
Just about set to go. And our starting pitcher here today, Sean Manaea. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like...
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the game now. Jack Leiter versus his former team, the team that drafted him. And we get to showcase how good Jack Leiter can be. And we're also, an added little bonus is we're going up against former Chicago Cougar pitcher Sean Manaea, who we traded. I think we traded Sean Manaea for Jack Leiter. I think that was the part of the deal. So, first leadoff hit is given by Jack Leiter. Going up against Nathaniel Lau, or Lowe, however you want to say his name. That's double play ball. Get there, Jazz. Just take the one. You didn't get there quick enough. I get it. And that's one down in the first inning. Corey Seager to the plate. Former Dodger. 18 home runs. He leads the Rangers with that many. That's going to be a rip. Ooh, that could have been number 19 for Corey Seager. That was 3.5 feet off the pole. Wow, that could have been a dinger. But instead, we strike him out. Great job, Jack. Great job, Jackie boy. Good job, my guy. All right, Marcus Simeon, former Athletic, never played for the Chicago Cougars, but he played for our former franchise that we moved, the Athletics, where he got his start. And he's gonna look at that slider, kind of down the middle, We'll go with the 12-6. That's what got Corey Seager, and it will get Marcus Simeon as well. Jack Leiter, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Willie Calhoun for the leadoff here. And we've got a run. We scored a run in that first inning. I'll take that. Ooh, changeup very high. That could have been a bomb if he would have got on top of it. And that's going to be a slider. That's me. I got this. Jack Leiter. Got him. All right. That was a little sketch right there. I didn't think I was going to get him in time. Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver. It's pretty foggy here in Arlington, or wherever we're playing in Texas here. I think it's Arlington. Oh, beautiful placement of the slider there. Absolutely perfect. And now we go 12-6. He launches that, but he didn't get all of it. It's foul. That could have been dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But Leiter goes with the changeup, doesn't chase it. Okay. Reds are losing 8-11 to the Orioles. That's disgusting. Don't like to see that. All right. Mitch Garver is fighting here against Jack Leiter, and that is an absolute dot. Woo! Mitch Garver sends that to the moon. Wow, I misplaced that very, very poorly. That was a no doubt about her. Wow. Absolutely smoked that ball. And the pitch, or the hit right after is, or the hitter right after gets a base hit. All right, calm down, Jack. You're young still. You can collect yourself, collect your nerves. Oh, it's Young? I thought it was Josh Jung. I guess the J is silent, or it's a U sound. Josh Young. Ooh, got him on the slider. Let's see if we can get him on the 12-6. Come on, Jack. Oh, that was not a strike at all, but thank you, Blue. That was a horrible call, but I will benefit from it. And it's Billy McKinney, also part of the trade that got us Jack Leiter. It's all coming full circle, isn't it? Sean Manaea on the mound. Billy McKinney at the plate. It's all coming full circle. And that is smoke to right field. We will recover it. Spencer Torkelson. Where are you throwing that, Spence? You just need to throw it to the cutoff man. You don't need to go crazy like that. Billy McKinney gets a hit off. It's Wilmer Defoe at the plate. And that's not a strike. You gave us a beautiful call earlier in the inning. And then that's not a strike. I don't see what your career is. Okay, Jack. Don't get too crazy here. You don't want to walk the bases loaded for Nathaniel Lau. That is not what you want to do. I think it's Nathaniel Lowe. I keep calling him because it's Brandon Lau, I think, isn't also how you pronounce his name on the White Sox. So it's like it's all or on the Angels. I don't know where he's at. It's a payoff pitch right to Jazz. Great job, Jack. You kept yourself calm, composed. Beautiful. God, that first pitch needs to hit, Jack. It needs to hit. That's going to be a beautiful changeup. A little high than I would have appreciated, but I'll take it. Here comes the 1-1. It's a fastball. He was way in front of it. He must have been sitting on a 99-plus fastball. Oh, they didn't give me it that time. So on the opposite side of the plate, they gave me the strike. But on this side of the plate, it's a ball. This umpire is very inconsistent, and Nathaniel Lowe will get a leadoff hit. Not what I was hoping for, but whatever. Corey Seager was 3.5 feet away from making this a 2-1 game. Well, it would have been 1-1, and then Garver would have made it 2-1. But you know what I mean. That slider is going to be a ground ball. That's a double play, Jazz. There's one. There's not one more because we were super slow at getting the ball around the field, and it's a fielder's choice. And we have to go another inning or another batter. Beautiful. Beautiful. Slider gets him swinging, and that's strike 3. See, Jack Leiter's got the potential. He just needs to develop. He has got the potential, no doubt. He can strike you out with the best of them. And that changeup will be fouled away. It's a quick 0-2 count to Willie Calhoun. We'll go with the 12-6. It's worked in the past. It'll get chip foul. Chip. And we'll go 0-2 again. Here comes the slider. He doesn't chase it. 1-2. The changeup. Not where I wanted it. And it's 2-2. That, we get a pop-up somehow. Go get it. Go get it. Yes. Sean Murphy, baby. What could possibly be his final game in a Cougars jersey. We start the bottom of the fourth now. Mitch Garver absolutely crushed a ball in his last at-bat. Let's try and not do that again. He will get underneath one, but luckily we have a guy in center field, Ramon Laureano, who can grab that. There was a little part of me that thought that was going to travel, but luckily it does not. Adolis Garcia. That's going to be a ball. We will go slider on the 1-0. Ohtani's got 20 home runs. Come on, give me something. This umpire is so inconsistent, man. That's to right field. Torkelson's underneath it. He's got it. Good job, Spence. Josh Young to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Beautiful first pitch fastball. He's got a home run and 2 RBIs in his last game. Presumably that's against us. Great fielding play by Frankie. And he's got him, Francisco Lindor. All right. That's what we're paying $35 million a year for. That defensive, artistic ability of Francisco Lindor. Billy McKinney is 1-1 on the game. He's a first-round pick in the 2013 draft. You know, I probably knew that, but I forgot. Thank you, third base umpire. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me that call. And this umpire, man. That ball was lined to first base. The polar bear was ready. Pete Alonso grabs it. And we start the top of the order again. It's a 1-1 game. I wish that I wouldn't have given up that home run to Mitch Garver, because that kind of sucked a big fat one, but whatever. That's center field. No chance for Ormone. We need to get some speed out there in outfield. He's going to go 3. He's going 3. You threw it to the cutoff, man. A triple for Wilmer Defoe. Only his 3rd of the year. And now Nathaniel Lowe comes to the plate with a possibility of breaking this game open with a 1-run lead for the Rangers. Come on, Jack. Place your pitches better, man. I'm telling you where to put them. I'm telling you where to put them. You're just not placing them in the right spots. Come on, Jack. There we go. Beautiful strikeout. Massive. Corey Seager to the plate. 5 strikeouts for Jack. 105 hits at the All-Star, past the All-Star break. That's pretty crazy. And that's going to be a grounder to Lindor. Get him out. Thank you. We survived. Jack Leiter knows what he's doing. Marcus Simeon, bottom 6, starts this game, or starts this inning. Ooh. If he would have got better contact, that might have been gone as well. Simeon's got some sneaky power. He will foul that changeup away. Let's see if we can get a nice old slider, get him chasing here. And he makes contact with that. It's got the distance. Oh, almost caught. But Marcus Simeon sends that one over the wall. And that is a home run. Rangers take the lead. That is not what I was hoping for. Where's the offense from us? We need to get our bats going. That's going to get through past Bobby Witt Jr., and that's a base hit for whoever that was. Willie Calhoun. Oh, I can't believe that got through. Come on, Jack. That's a double play. Bobby Witt to Jazz, and then to Pete Alonso. Great recovery there to force the double play. You love to see it. Garcia comes to the plate now to be the possible final at-bat of the inning. He will be because Jazz fields it, and it's a beautiful final out, and we get through 6. I'm going to give Jack a 7th inning. Oh, no, I'm not. I don't have a choice. I was going to give Jack another inning, but I don't have a choice. So we will go to the end. There we go. There's the offense. Oh, wait, that's not the offense. My bad. That's a 3rd run for the Rangers. It went so fast that I thought we had 2 runs. But we might have to come in here. I'll give Jeffrey another inning. Thank you. And then let's jump in here and try and win this game. Come on, Frankie. Win this game. That's going to not get down. Josh Young's going to field it. Spencer Torkelson. Come on, guys. I haven't played with this team for a while now, so Torkelson got to get around that better. You got to get around that better. I'm going to actually... Okay, they have people warmed up just in case. Just in case we were to tie this game somehow, but I don't see that happening. Nope, good eye, Spence, good eye. Come on, just get me something that I can pop over this wall. I know that the Rangers are notorious for having huge ballparks where it's hard to hit home runs, but this one might have to be the exception here. Spencer Torkelson's got some power. He's got some pop to his bat. Just give it to me. Give it to me fast and give it to me wet. He did. Spencer Torkelson's on base. Now, do we pinch run? Because we have Robert Poisson, who's a pretty speedy guy. Do we pinch run with him? I can't because Aaron Loop's already ready to pitch to Pete Alonso. So we'll have to go with this. And if anybody can win this game for us, it's Pete Alonso. So let me go to, not the opponent's bullpen, let me go to substitutions. We have some speed with Leody Taveras, who can also play right field. So let's do that. Leody's coming in. He doesn't have the stealing ability, but he has the speed. So if something's in the outfield, it's more than likely gonna be. That was a poor swing. I should not have done that. Bad decision. Come on, Pete. 1 down, 1 on first. Stop throwing that cutter. You think I'd learn, but I didn't learn. Come on, Pete. Just put it in the outfield, and more than likely Taveras will score. I'm not swinging at that. Man, that should be 3-1. It really should be 3-1. Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. I am an idiot. I'm the stupidest person on planet Earth. Why did I swing so early, for one? Why did I even swing at that? All right, we've got the little Alejandro Kirk, and he's gonna foul that one off first pitch. The cutter is what gets me because it looks so much like a fastball, and then it just cuts right there at the last second. It's just so hard to get down. But that's gonna be in the air. How did I miss that? Very early. That could have been a home run. How did I miss that cutter, man? That was unbelievably wide open there. That's in the air. Go, go, go. Didn't have enough carry on it. And we lose to the Texas Rangers, who are below us in the division. Jack Leiter does not get the loss. It is Jeffrey Springs who got the loss. And Art Warren gets the win for the Rangers. Wilmer Defoe, that stupid triple, man. And that stupid home run to Marcus Simeon on the slider was just bad placement of pitches. And now we make it to the trade deadline. The Guardians have offered me a trade. Oh, wow. They really want AJ Minter. Okay, let's go through these players. So first up, they're offering me, well, let's go to the relief pitcher. They're offering me Nick Mikolajczak. Mikolajczak? I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but you are 2-0 with a save in 10 innings. Not bad, not bad. 25 years old so far. left field or third base now, they're offering me Nolan Jones, who's 24 years old, B potential, has not been in the big leagues yet. He's got 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 361 average, 567 slugging, 984 OPS. Okay. All right, I see that. And then they're offering me a left fielder, Oscar Gonzalez, who's 25 years old, C potential, in Double-A. You know, I like the Nolan Jones thing, but other than that, it's not really wetting my whistle, so I'm not going to do that. I think it is now time for the trade deadline. Advance the day, and today is the trade deadline. All right, here is where we make our decisions. Here is where we do the dang thing, and we go and make some moves that could potentially alter this team for years to come. Now, the first guy, okay, so I did some off-camera, like, trading, not trade, because I didn't make any trades, but I put some people into our side of the trade, and I went through and see what kind of deals we could possibly get, what kind of players we could possibly get. And I came up on a few interesting names. One of them being the Diamondbacks now, not the Mariners. He got traded in this season. Julio Rodriguez. Now, Julio Rodriguez, this roster is a little bit older. It's not as recent as it could be. So Julio Rodriguez has not had that boost that he gets in more recent rosters. So he's only 72 overall, but he is 22 years old. He, obviously, you know how good he is in real life. He's an absolute monster with A potential. Julio Rodriguez is certainly one of the guys that I have had on my list of people that I want to get. And for this to go through, Ramon Laureano is most likely going to be the guy to do it. Although Leody Taveras is also a guy that I could move, because we could also use Ramon Laureano in another trade. So Leody Taveras, and then we throw in somebody that they don't want, or that I don't want, like a Joe Schwan Wright, who is never going to be anything for us, I don't think. He's had a decent season. Not really that decent, but he's never going to be anything for us. So Leody Taveras, basically straight up for Julio Rodriguez. I like this deal. I think it's going to help us in the long run. We can just move Christian Pache up to the big league club. He can just play, or he can stay playing there, because I think he's already up there. So he can stay there. Julio can stay. Julio could be up in the big league. I don't know. But I am going to do this deal. Thank you, Leody, for all your hard work. But that is going to be the first trade. Now, let me see. Because there's also the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I want to get O'Neal Cruz. And I found a package that works, but I don't remember what the package was. So I'm going to have to go and do this again. What was the package? Was it Buddy Reed? It might have been Buddy Reed, and it might have been... Was it Fernando Fernandez? I think it might have been you. And then there was obviously a really good player in it. Or a decent player. Was it the... It wasn't the Ramon Laureano trade, was it? I can't remember exactly if this was the Ramon Laureano trade or not. It very well might have been, but I don't think it was. Was it Nick Allen? It wasn't Nick Allen. Logan Davidson, it wasn't. Was it Zach Geloff? We wouldn't have much depth at the third base position if I did this trade, but O'Neal Cruz can play third base. And now that we have... When I was doing this trade, we didn't have CJ Abrams to think about, so that helps. Buddy Reed, Fernando Fernandez, and Zach Geloff for O'Neal Cruz. I think that's going to be a good trade that I'm going to do. So our shortstop depth gets a lot better now, adding O'Neal Cruz and CJ Abrams. And we now have Julio Rodriguez as well, so that's big. Now, there was some people that I was looking at. There was a center fielder I got to find, not Julio Rodriguez, but there was a center fielder that I was going to do for the trade with Ramon Laureano, but I don't remember what it was. Who was it? It wasn't Jason Dominguez. It was an actual big leaguer that could have been pretty good for us. Cody Bellinger is intriguing. He's 27 years old. He's making a ton of money for 1 year. It'd be a 1-year rental. Do you think we could re-sign him for cheaper? Because this would be pretty intriguing. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. So, Brian Reynolds is on the block. And he's 28 years old. Riley Green is intriguing. Ronald Acuna Jr. obviously is the guy that you'd want. Kyle Lewis is having a really good season. Mike Trout's obviously another guy that you want. Byron Buxton would be cool. Joshua Baez, okay. Luis Robert. Lou Bob. Jason Dominguez. You know what? I think that Cody Bellinger trade's pretty interesting. And we can do it straight up. Maybe I could squeeze something more out. Mookie, I'd go for Mookie probably, but he's too expensive. We can't afford Mookie. What about a left field depth piece? Maybe like Anthony Alford? No. I don't really need shortstop depth. Third base depth. Brandon Lewis. Guillermo. 25 years old. Michael Bush. 25. He's been in the big league club a little bit. Gavin Lux. I think I like Gavin Lux a little bit better. And he can play a lot more positions. So what about if I throw in, I don't know, Mickey McDonald? That doesn't get it done. What about Jake Suttersfield? I'll throw you Mickey McDonald, and I'll throw you Koji Ishii. No, they don't like that. They don't like any of this stuff. Oh, they like Noré Ruiz. So Cody Bellinger and Gavin Lux, yes please. Ramon Laureano is out the door. Ramon Laureano is out the door. Gavin Lux adds more depth. He can play second base, shortstop, and all the outfield spots. That's big. Now let's do the most important one. Let's do the Mike Clevenger trade, because this is going to be a big one. Now, there was the opportunity to get Shane McClanahan. He was certainly one of the guys that I had my eye on. And this is not the Shane McClanahan like with the Julio Rodriguez. This roster's a little bit older, so Shane McClanahan's not had that big boost. He's one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball in real life. So Shane McClanahan, I think, is who I'm going to get. But they need a catcher. Do I have a catcher I'd be willing to give up? Probably Alden Houston. But that would limit our depth at that position. Why is Dermis Garcia injured? I want to trade him, but I can't trade him because he's injured. Jonah Bride, I kind of like. Can anybody play first base at second base? None of these guys can play first base. What about third base? Murakami can play it. Brett Batty can't. Okay, Jordan Walker can play it. So if I trade Jonah Bride, it's not the end of the world. What about if I trade Nick Allen, maybe? Tyler Ramirez. We need some left field depth, that is for sure. Suttersfield, Mackenzie Poe. Nothing gets it done so far. What about a pitcher? Valentine, Estes, McDonald, Charles. I'm not trading McDonald. This gotta get done. I need to get a good pitcher. I really want a really good pitcher that I can count on to be the ace. But to do that, I think I'd have to give up a little bit too much. Maybe we give up James Franklin. Is Basil Cabrera back from injury? I think he is. Maybe it's James Franklin, and then we just pick another guy besides Jonah Bride. What about Logan Davison gets it done? What about Shane Selman? He doesn't get it done. We'd probably have to go into our catcher prospects, which is Alden Houston. Did we draft Alden Houston? I think we might have. He's not horrible, but I don't know what I want to do. What about Steve Calderon? He's hot, see potential. He's playing not horrible in Double-A. And he pushes this through. How's Austin Meadows playing? Decent. Steve Calderon pushes this through. So Clevenger, Franklin, and we're giving up a decent pitcher who's having a really decent season in AAA. For Shane McClanahan. I think I'm going to do this deal. Wow, that's a massive trade, ladies and gentlemen. That is a massive trade. All right, we have one too many players on the big league club. So let's go to the MLB roster and move probably Julio Rodriguez down to AAA. I like that. So let's go take a look at the pitching rotation now. We'll add Shane McClanahan as the starter. We will have Jeffrey Springs probably should be a setup man because he's playing really well. And now we need to add somebody into the AAA starting rotation. That's Basil Cabrera. So he will go in there. And then the lineups, we need to add... Oh, we still need to get rid of Whit Merrifield. That's right. I shouldn't say get rid of. We need to trade Whit Merrifield. And I don't know. He might be the final guy that we move on from. Cody Bellinger will go there. Okay, so one final trade. Although we still have Sean Murphy. I think I need to get outfield depth. We need to get a right fielder and a left fielder for Whit Merrifield. That's the goal of this trade. Is to get a right fielder and a left fielder for him because we need outfield depth. So let's take a look. What kind of value can we get for him? We can get Klay Thompson's brother Trace, who I didn't realize is 32 already. That's crazy. Who can we get for Whit Merrifield? What kind of value is he bringing to this thing? They've got Patrick Gelman, he's too young, too raw to get or to throw in this trade. JJ Bleday, Bryce Harper. I want Bryce Harper. I want Juan Soto. Zach Veen. Okay, Zach Veen is interesting. And then they also have Brent Rooker, who's not really that guy. And then Ian Happ. No, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. Let's move on. Tristan Lutz, Aaron Judge, Connor Scott, Dylan Carlson, too much value. We're running out of players, or running out of teams, I should say. Charlie Blackmon. There's Mookie. There's Andy Pages. I would go for Mookie, but Mookie's just really expensive. His contract is so expensive for so many years. We'd be having him and Francisco Lindor on the same team. That's just a lot of contracts. But they do have this guy, Andy Pages, who in AAA is playing okay. But then if we do that, I wouldn't have anybody starting at right field. So the Dodgers, I don't think I can do. I need to get a big leaguer to replace Whit Merrifield. Although we don't need that because we have Spencer Torkelson playing in right field. I always forget that we have Torkelson playing right field. So maybe this could work. Let's keep going. Yastrzemski, Hunter Bishop. Who's their left field options? They don't really have a ton. Lamont Wade Jr. is not really a guy that I'd be looking at. Back to the other stuff. This is tough. We might have to go back to the Dodgers and just make another trade with them. Just take all their young prospects. Kyle Tucker would be nice to have. Matthew Barefoot. Trey Cabbage. Jorge Bonifacio. Or Bonifacio, I should say. Mike Turnwall. Oh, he's got the mutton chops. 24 years old. Playing okay in AAA. Or what is he in? Yeah, he's in AAA. JJ Bleday. This is a tough one. This is really a tough one. Donovan Casey is an option. Zach Veen's also an option, but they don't have any left fielder. I really want to get two players. I want to get a left fielder and a right fielder because if you take a look at our left field depth, we just don't have any. So I definitely want to get, not Cody Bellinger, I definitely want to get a left fielder to throw into the depth of our team. So we got to find something that's going to work here. And I really would like B potential or higher. Jose Ramos. I get it, just all comes back to the Dodgers. But their left field spot isn't really that much better. They have James Outman. I think we took their best outfielder in Cody Bellinger. I mean, we could go for like Austin Hayes, but I don't really want to go for Austin Hayes. They just don't have a whole lot. I guess we could make Jose Ramos a left fielder if we needed to. There's Mookie. They value him a lot. They value Jose Ramos a lot. We don't trade for Mookie. That'd be crazy, right? That'd be insane to trade for Mookie. But I think that is one of the best options. Heston has got 18 home runs in AAA. And they're definitely interested in that trade. Okay. They've also got Colton Cowser. Their left field spot is not amazing. Mariano Cruz and Colton Cowser. What about if I just go Colton Cowser? We can move one of them to left field because Colton can play left field. So the Whit Merrifield deal might come to a close here. Shane Selman, I'll give you him, and I'll give you a relief pitcher since you need a relief pitcher. Is there anybody that you want? Nobody gets it done for you. Not even Jeffrey Springs gets it done. AJ Minter gets it done for him. Alden Houston doesn't get it done. Colton Cowser might be a little bit too much of a risk, or too much of a reach. He might be a little bit too much of a reach. What about starting pitchers? You want any of these guys? They take Victor Gonzalez. Victor's the only one they would take. That I'd be willing. Would I be willing to give up Victor Gonzalez? He's 8. Nah, I can't. He's 8-1. He's having a really good season. He's 8-1. Although, what's his ERA? 2.77. His WHIP is 121. He's too good to be traded, so I can't get rid of him. Obviously, Sean Murphy would get it done, but I don't want to trade Sean Murphy. Jonah Bride doesn't get it done. Davidson doesn't get it done. Nick Allen doesn't get it done. Neither of the left fielders. Hogan, no. Perez, no. Rick Woodson. I think it's got to be Victor Gonzalez if we're going to do it, which means we probably go for somebody else. They have Jeter Downs. That's interesting. What kind of positions can Gunnar Henderson play? Only shortstop? Gunnar Henderson can only play shortstop, really? That's a little crazy. He can play second base. I'm really trying to stretch this out. I'm really trying to stretch out the value I can get for these guys. Do they have any starting pitchers down here? What about relief pitchers? They've got Ryan Nelson. Does this change the value at all? None of these guys. You don't like any of those guys? I don't believe that. You gotta like somebody that I have. Okay, obviously they like those guys that are high value. Logan Davidson pushes it through. So we'd be switching Logan Davidson for Jeter Downs. Logan Davidson's 25, 71 overall. Okay. 67 overall. This is so hard. This is so hard. What do we do? Do we swap Logan Davidson for Jeter Downs? He's 1 year younger. He's such a low overall. If Gunnar Henderson was the option, I would take it. But Gunnar Henderson's not the option. It's Jeter Downs. And we're not getting any left field help because they just don't have any left fielders. But Jeter Downs can play second base, which we could use. Do we take Jeter Downs? Do we think he's got the better upside than what Logan Davidson has? He's got the better stats already. 62 fielding to 69 fielding. So it looks like Logan Davidson's a little bit better as a fielder, but Jeter Downs is a better hitter than Logan Davidson is right now. Plus, we're getting Heston Kierstad, who is a really good hitter in AAA, has 18 home runs. And then we'd be getting Ryan Nelson, who is 2-2 with a 5.48 ERA, pitching decently. I'm gonna do it. Oh, I don't know if I like that trade or not. That's a wild trade. That is an absolutely wild trade. We're gonna keep Ryan Nelson in. Wait, what's that say? He was a Rule 5 pick. Okay, so Jeter Downs will go AAA then. I didn't realize that Ryan Nelson was a Rule 5 pick. So we help out the bullpen by bringing in Ryan Nelson and Emilio Pagan, which is something that we needed to do. The bullpen was a little bit shaky at times. The starters are looking good now in AAA and AA. I'm happy about that. We'll see how Shane McClanahan does in the pitch rotation as now our ace. And we have O'Neal Cruz now. We have Gavin Lux now. We still have Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, I'm gonna keep Sean Murphy for at least right now. How will this team do with Cody Bellinger now as the starting center fielder? What a trade deadline. I think that's all the trades I'm going to make. We traded everybody that was on the block. We've got some contract extensions to do next season. That's going to be, or at the end of the season, that's going to be some big time money. Hopefully, let's go to the budget now. We saved some money, but we also added Cody Bellinger's 15. Austin Meadows is intriguing. He might get moved next trade deadline. Although this is my last chance to move him if I want to move him. Do we trade him? Because I think this is the year that Shohei Ohtani's in free agency. And that would be awesome to have. We'd have to move Francisco Lindor's money. But our shortstop depth is a lot better than what it used to be, because now we have O'Neal Cruz, we have Poisson, we have Jeter Downs, who's actually going to go to AA. So not that, he's going to go to AA. And I think I'm going to move Poisson to AAA, even though I do like him, because now we have O'Neal Cruz, who I do like. Julio Rodriguez is there. We don't have a starting right fielder, but I think O'Neal Cruz can play outfield if he needed to. He's got 99 speed. He could probably play outfield. Gavin Lux and Max Muncy, they want to have on the big league roster. No AA second baseman right now. We got to have somebody in second base. Let's have Julio Rodriguez go down to AA to be the second baseman. We don't need all these guys. Max Muncy can go down to AAA, I guess. Sorry, Max. We have 2 spots in the big league club. 2 spots in the big league club. What do we fill him with? We probably fill him with outfield, I would think. Maybe it's time to have Joe Adell come up? Is Joe Adell that guy? And maybe Julio Rodriguez is also up here? Move Julio Rodriguez up to the big league club. Move Joe Adell up to the big league club. Move Damon Cruz up to AAA. That gives us 26, and then when we get to September, we'll have to move 2 more guys up, which is just going to be a whole other problem. Maybe we move back up Poisson. Okay, that's intriguing. The lineup now looks like this. Whew, what a wild trade. I think I'm gonna stop there. We've done a lot of trades, but there are still some guys that are on my target list. Like Francisco Lindor could get moved. Austin Meadows could get moved. Hopefully we can figure out a way to move Cody Bellinger's contract down so it's not so massive. But I think I am going to simulate out of the trade deadline. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's done. Oh, we have 42 guys on the floor. Okay. So they want me to keep holding on. So 40-man roster. Let's just take off. Let's take off Jeter Downs for right now. He doesn't need to be on the 40-man roster. Sorry, Jeter. And let's take off Jordan Walker, maybe? No, Austin Pruitt. Austin Pruitt can go off the 40-man roster. We don't need him up there. All right, so that's the 2 guys off the 40-man. Now we simulate, and we lost it, by the way. But but now we move to the month of August. And what's a team that we're gonna play? You know what? We could play the Red Sox in Fenway. That could be pretty interesting. Let's simulate to that. Although, we already played the Red Sox in Fenway, and we just beat them there. That's pretty good. Okay, so we beat the Astros. Who should we play? Should we play the Mariners, since they're pretty close to us? Yeah, let's simulate. We've already played Fenway. We already played the Red Sox in Fenway, so let's go to the Mariners games. Jack Leiter, McAlpin, and Grayson Rodriguez. You know what? We will play the game with Chad McAlpin, even though Jack Leiter just got another loss. We will play the game with Chad McAlpin because I told you guys that I would give Chad McAlpin another chance, and I will. I will give Chad McAlpin another chance in the next episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. That was an absolutely massive episode with the trade deadline. We made a lot of moves. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the moves that I made. Let me know down below what you guys thought. Hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.